Gloucester railway station. We've dealt with the GWR station here. There was a Midland one. We go to the map, have a little look at the history. Over to the laser mapping system. By 1844 both the Midland Railway and the GWR Railway were in Gloucester. The GWR system is in the solid lines, that's still there, and the Midland Railway is the pecked lines. Of course they had two stations, they couldn't possibly agree on using one, could they? And although the GWR system still exists in its entirety, the Midland system has now gone. And it's the Midland system we're going to try and take a look at, so in effect we're filming something that's no longer there. Should be interesting then. This is the perfect place to start because we're at the eastern end of the main platform. Now if we look at this photograph from 1964 with the train spotters grovelling around down there, and if we look to the right hand side at the bottom you see the rails turning out. Well, they're actually the Midland Railway rails heading for the station. Nowadays there's just a fence and a hedge there, and if we turn around and face the other way, there is the fence and the hedge. And if we pop the other side of the hedge to this road, which I reckon is built on the Midland tracks, because you can see it curves around there to the left. Sweeping in from the railway there, coming around, and there's your station. There's a blue brick structure on the other side of the road which shouts railway. Has to be railway, doesn't it? It's even raised a bit, look. If you look at the profile of that wall, that's railway. So what was a marshalling area or some such is now a car park. A clue, a railway hotel, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is your Midland Railway station. Except it's kind of there. The Midland station around about 1912. Look at the size of it, they were obviously expecting loads of passengers. Now if you spot the church there on the left, the signal box went just to the right of that. Keep note of that church because we'll see it again in a minute. This is the signal box raised right up in the air because it needed to get a good look at the roads roundabout because they had to operate the crossing gates from there as well as the signals on the points. This is looking back the other way and the church is now on the right, and this is that spot today. Well, the left hand lane of the dual carriageway is built over the track, while the road on the right is the original. This OS map from 1980 still shows the line of the rails through here, to the centre of town, out to there. I have a feeling things might have changed since then. Using the church as a reference then, the traffic is in effect driving down the railway. On the far left you see the original road, and then the other road is of course the crossing. Walking up the track. This is where the dual carriageway becomes single carriageway again, turns to the left. There used to be a wall there and you can pick it up in the photographs. There it is, centre picture. This photograph was actually taken in 1975 in November, just about a month before closure. We're now standing on the track bed. You can make out the frontages of the houses there on the left, which you can see in the photograph, and then just in the distance you can see where the line branched off to go down into the docks, down there, down the middle of the road. Now let's see how much farther we can follow this track along here. Coming to the end of this section now, the railway went behind that house there, to its left. On up there there's now new builds in place, but where you see the backs of houses, that's the line of the railway. That's down there. Well, there have been a few extensions over the years. But the railway was backed right up to there. I know that because I lived in one of them for a while. Main road down through there. Row of old original houses. So that then puts the railway right here, where the new builds are. We're on the railway again. Walking down to the main road, peering around here, everything on our right now. Back onto the railway. On down there. Just down here was the branch off to the docks, and the trains used to rumble down the main road. Our next objective up the line is the so-called California crossing, a road crossing. Well, there it was. The railway following the line of the trees down there, you would guess. Now through all the back gardens. All that's left of the crossing now is the road rising very slightly to meet the level of the railway. Continuing the adventure then, these houses all backed onto the railway. We're following on up the road now, as did the ones over there. So in effect the railway then went down there in between the two of them. Half, 3/4 of a mile farther on is this rather salubrious alleyway, but it actually hides a rather pleasant railway secret. It is in actual fact a very well constructed underpass. I think the path used to dip down here as well. But look at the construction. That's heavyweight, isn't it? That's made to take a great load. And if we look on top of this wall here, we can actually see that there's rail being used. So the old rail still in use. Isn't that wonderful? Beautiful construction. And then if we look on the wall on the opposite side, there's rail being used on there as well. That rail served a life before being used on here. Actually had trains running over it at some point. It's an amazing thing to think of, isn't it? As for the railway, well, there you have it. Continuing up the road here then, all the houses on our left now are backed onto the railway. This is our objective, which is another road bridge. But this is the one right by our junction, which is down there. And if we take a look on the other side just quickly, that used to be a 4-lane highway up there once upon a time when I was a boy. And there you see the site of the old signal box, huge signal box there. On the bank here, the train spotters bank. Let's just gather on there. But we're more interested in the other side. This is the junction side, if you like. This is the junction as it was. That's it there. That's what we've just been walking up. This is the main line going into Gloucester. This is the GWR line, still existing today. So there's the footbridge we can see in the distance. And here's our branch. Now can we see where it was, where it went? Can we see anything today? Have another look. This is it as it is now. Can you see anything? Maybe you could just about make out a gap in there, or not. Difficult, isn't it? Last chance is the footbridge that we've been looking at in the distance. Worth a shot. Doesn't look quite so pretty from here. Well, that's where we've just come from. So our junction then was just here. I'll look over the other side of the bridge, see if we can see anything. Over that fence is our junction. We can't really see anything, it's too high. On the opposite side of the path is this locked area with a pathway leading down there. And if we backtrack, to the right's the bridge we've just walked across. And if we take this path here which runs parallel to the railway, we'll see where the other path went to. And in fact it's just allotments. Right, end of the road guys. That's an attempt to dig up an old railway. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for your company. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it'd be very nice if you did. Don't forget to click the notification bell, and perhaps you'd like to click like or share. If you've got any comments to make, always pleased to hear them. And if you enjoyed it, well, why don't you join me on the next one?